This video is an attempt to simplify the various tips and techniques for applying the law of assumption. While these methods work differently for everyone, understanding the core principle can help you manifest your desires more easily and quickly. I've manifested many things in my life: money, career success, a loving relationship, a transformation in my appearance, free things, and more, most of which felt nearly impossible at the time. Yet everything flowed into my life effortlessly. For some things, I used visualization. For others, I simply assumed they were already done. In some cases, I assumed they were on their way but not fully realized yet, and that's perfectly fine. Looking back at these manifestations, I noticed a common thread. So, what made everything materialize in the physical world? It was the act of observing its presence in my reality. When you visualize, you're observing its presence. When you assume it's already done, you're observing its presence. When you assume it's coming soon, you're again observing its presence. So when does manifestation seem to fail? It happens when you focus on the lack of what you desire. Your manifestation is always delivered exactly as you perceive it. For instance, if you visualize holding hands with your specific person, but then immediately get triggered by seeing them with someone else, you're observing its absence. Your current assumption will always be actualized. In my experience, if you contradict your assumption with a negative one, the opposite assumption takes precedence because that's your present belief, which is why it takes longer for many people. This is why some people struggle with manifestation, even though it's actually simple. If you don't contradict your assumption, it will manifest in your 3D reality almost effortlessly. It doesn't matter if you assume it's already done, that it will happen tomorrow, next week, in the past, or simply assume the feeling of having it. As long as you're observing its presence, it will work. You'll know you're doing it right when you notice a shift in your state of being. That's why people advise you to stop searching for evidence, because when you do, you're just focusing on the lack of it again. Use whatever method helps you observe the presence of your manifestation. There's no need to get caught up in overthinking or getting confused. This process is simple and will never fail you.
I'm telling you that if you dare to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, knowing who is doing it, it's God doing it. For God is your own wonderful human imagination, and He is doing it. If you dare to assume it and you walk in the assumption that it is so, ignoring the senses, ignoring the facts of life that deny it, in a way you do not know, it will become a reality in your world. So these are the realities out of which we fashion our world.